Very, very good afternoon to you, book clubbers. And if you're joining us on video, hello, here we are. We are really live people. Oh, yes, and we've got the books here. Oh, it's gorgeous. Maria, how did this one smell to you?
Oh, a delight.
I smell bestseller. Bestseller. Oh, yes. Bestseller, definitely. Oh, folks, you are in for a treat and a half. We are thrilled and overjoyed with this as well. But before we get started, got to tell you the winner of last week's book club competition is Ember. Hello, congratulations. Well done. You get some... Oh, well done. Excellent. Perfect. Thank you. And what Ember did was come up with a brilliant name for the King's birthday suit's cat. Apparently the cat is in all of the drawings, but no one's thought of a name of the cat, and Ember came up with Starkers, and that is a winning entry. Peter and his household absolutely loved it, so a signed copy with a doodle is on its way to you, Ember. Thank you so much indeed for listening to our shows and taking part. That was a good one, wasn't it? Starkers. Who thought of that one? Amazing. Absolutely loved it. Folks, we'd love to hear from you on today's show.
Contact the show now. Text us on 078 600 26 400. Email learnradiolive@gmail.com or tweet us at learnradiolive.
And if you can find a pigeon, you can send one of those over with your note and your recommendation. Folks, it's a great one. It's an amazing show. This is our after school book club, and we are so pleased to be able to announce the return of Sophy Henn. She's back with her latest book, which is out tomorrow. You think we just throw these shows together with amazing abandonment, but absolutely not. They're very well planned. We'll be asking her about her launch details and what she's been doing earlier this week. She's been painting, hasn't she, Maria?
She has. It's been wonderful. Now, Sophy was with us last on the 28th of April this year to read from the worst, best day ever. I remember doing a little lion. I do love a draw along with Sophy. Isn't that
I can't believe you've got that. That's amazing.
I keep all my little draw alongs that I do with our lovely, lovely artists and our authors. Now, I'm sure we've had more of those since that date. And you can still enjoy Sophy's reading and the lovely comments and questions to the wonderful listeners post on the show page. Just head to learnradio.net/Sophy Henn and choose the show. And you'll find all of the Padlets, the resources, the educational links. They're there on the webpage and able to listen to again and watch the show after our live broadcast. And Russell, where can people connect with Sophy on Twitter?
Wow, she's a big, amazing influencer on Twitter, and she's at Sophy Henn because she was in there nice and early, so she's got a whole name. There's no numbers in there or strange marks, and it's at Sophy Henn. That's all you need. If you need an adult to get that for you, you need to follow her because it's all going on there. This week's title, and we've had this up on the screen, is Pizazz versus Perfecto. Oh yes, this is a bright and exciting book. You're going to absolutely love it. Published by Simon & Schuster. And we have a direct link to Sophy's favourite local independent bookshop, the Book Nook in Hove, where Sophy was earlier this week, decorating the window there. We are so asking her about that, how that went. And that is all in celebration of the launch tomorrow there as well. You can pre-order this title today, right now. A signed copy with a doodle inside. I'm yet to find out what a doodle. Let's ask her what a doodle. What kind of doodle are they inside there? And this is really, how cool is that? That is amazing. Eye roll. Maria, how cool is that? We love it.
I do. I want to do the eye roll. Eye roll. Every time I see that, eye roll. It's just brilliant.
Oh, amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Sophy, you are so the whole package here. It's lovely. It's a lovely graphic novel, and it's been illustrated by yourself. I was just amazed and thrilled to learn that as well, because normally we have two folks on, the illustrator and the author themselves, but I'm so pleased you've done that. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It's time to welcome the artist, the author, onto the show themselves. This is just amazing, and here she is. It's amazing. It's the full. Oh, bless you. How's your week been? Because you've been decorating. Tell us more.
I have. It's been a bit bonkers this week. I was off at the lovely, lovely Book Nook in Hove, and I decided to decorate one of their giant windows and I was there painting the window for 6 whole hours.
No.
So yes, that one took. It was rather a epic, shall we say, an epic window, and then putting my my lovely tinsley curtains that Stephen Lenton, who I know is also a friend of the show, Stephen Lenton and I do like a tinsley curtain for our window display. So I was putting my tinsel curtain behind it. But yes, it was quite epic. I don't know whether I can show a photo. Can I show you a photo on my phone?
Yes, of course you can. Absolutely. We're looking now inside Sophie's phone, ladies and gentlemen. This is an exclusive.
Nobody sends me
phones you.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. Oh, there we go.
That's the window.
That's the finished window. So that's rather ginormous. That there's one of me next to it for scale. There you go.
We must say hello to Julie and Carmen from the Book Nook as well.
And Lara as well. I've got to get them in. So that was the finished. That was the finished window.
That's amazing.
It starts out as a big old piece of paper that I stick on the window, and then you can see that I.
And which side do you paint it from? Do you paint it? You paint it from the inside.
Paint it from the inside. So I have to print everything out back to front, and then I paint it all in like that. So there we go, and that's how I do it. Sneaky tips,
that's
inside tricks of the trade there.
Inside reverse. I love it, Maria.
Oh, it's just so lovely to have you back, Sophie. I've got your little trilogy here so far, all the 3 books there, and this is the 3rd title in the series, and we're just thrilled that you're able to join us today, Sophie. That's just wonderful, considering you've got your book launch tomorrow. Now, don't forget, viewers, that we're live today, and Sophie will be drawing later on in the show, so make sure you have something to draw with and something to draw on.
Absolutely. And don't forget, folks, you can write on the show page. Everything is up there for your delectation and enjoyment. Just go to learnradio.net right now. Find the book club button on there. Scroll down. It's the latest show on there. Look for Sophie Henn. Or you can go to learnradio.net/Sophie Henn and choose today's show, Wednesday the 23rd of June. And we'd love for you to write a question on there. And we'd love for you to ask us something really difficult and really tricky that really does. But I have to think really hard, and I'll have to put the clock on her and give her 10 seconds, and there'll be lots of booing and shouting and all. Really exciting. So get those questions, dig deep, folks, as well. We really want you to do that. Everything you need is on that show page as well. And if you're enjoying us on video, hello, we are fabulous. We will be through the whole of the show on video, and we'll wrap it up and pop it onto YouTube, which it will be available on the same website. So just come back here later on this evening, and you can watch us and listen to us on your favorite podcast channel. We'll put the audio up there as well. It's really, really easy. Writing on the show page is easy peasy. Just go for one of those Padlets. Use your finger to scroll down the page, or scroll down with your mouse. Click on the Padlet, find that pink circle with a plus key in there, write your name, your first name in the top box, please, and then your message underneath or question for Sophie, and we'll get those to her during the show. Now, Maria, you've got our first question.
I have. Thank you very much, Russell. So we started with book 1. We now have book 2. And now, as of tomorrow, we have book 3. Now, Sophie, can I ask you, how much more space do I need on my bookshelf? How many more books do you have in the series?
Well, at the moment, more than likely, there will be three more books. 3 more Pizazzes. I am currently writing book 4, and I'm super excited, no pun intended, super excited about that story. And then I've worked out, I think I've worked out the next 2. So 3, that's what we're aiming for at the moment, hopefully, if everyone likes them.
So more eye rolls, hopefully.
A lot more eye rolls. I did look for my eye roll pad, like lots of eye rolling. I mean, I think that's something for life, isn't it? And eye rolls not just for when you're 9 and
it's the new whatever. It's the new whatever. It is just whatever. It is. It's the new, and I love
an abbreviation for it though, so we can tweet it.
Yes, we do. You're absolutely right. And Maria's animated GIF today with the unicorn rolling its eyes, simply priceless. Well done, Maria. You captured that as well. I'd like to ask you, Sophie, why did you choose the book to be part chapter book with elements of graphic novel? It's an interesting combination. What was your thinking behind that?
Well, Pizazz actually started out as a comic strip in these little comics that I made for my daughter many years ago. As you can tell, they're sort of slightly falling apart now. But she started out as a comic strip. There we go. So she's quite a classic sort of superhero comic strip. Those are the, and look, she's got, oh no, hang on, getting it round the wrong way. There we go. No, there we are. Sorry. So there she is. Look, she's already sort of rolling her eyes. Whatever. But she's got green hair there in a slightly different outfit. So that's how. In fact, I can show you the first ever drawing I did of Pizazz. Are you ready for that now? Shall I share that? Ta-da! There she is, and she hasn't even got eyeballs in that one. What? So there she is, and she changed, but she's still got her one sock up and one sock down, which is even on the cover now. I like that. I think that tells you quite a lot about her character. I'd like to think. Anyway, so she started off as this in these comic strips here. We'll get this right in a minute. In these comic strips here, with her sort of friend / nemesis, Pink Girl. Nothing wrong with Pink. I love Pink. It is my favourite colour, but she was they don't really get on. Anyway, so that's how she started. And then when I got the opportunity to turn her into an actual book, I didn't want the whole book to be comic strips, but I do love those superhero comic strips. So what I thought was maybe I could have an illustrated chapter, write in illustrated chapters for her normal life, and then flip over to comic strips for her super life. So I found it was quite a good way to separate. So she's there sort of getting doing battle with who is it? It's Harry the Slime there, and getting slimed. But then when she's at her granny and grandpa's house in her normal life, it goes into illustrated chapters. So I thought it was quite a nice way to flip between the two. And I love a comic. I love drawing comics. So it was nice to get that in there.
Amazing. Thank you. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. And Maria, you've got another question there.
Thank you, Russell. Now, you teased about the llama incident. Will we ever find out what happened with Pizazz and the llama?
I mean, I'd be really cruel, wouldn't I? I'd be an absolute stinker. Possibly even a super baddie if I didn't tell you what happened with the llama, but I can't tell you yet. But I will reveal. No, I'm sorry. No, my lips are sealed. I cannot tell you that yet. So I will tell you. All in good time. Maybe I'll lure you all the way through to book 6.
But it's definitely coming, though. It's definitely coming.
It would be absolutely evil of me, wouldn't it? I would be evil if I didn't tell you. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll tell you. Maybe that's the plot twist. Is I'm actually the super baddie, and I'm not. No, I will tell you, and I'm not a super baddie.
I just love it.
Definitely promised us.
I just love it. It's all the way through the books. You kind of, and you're like, oh yes, the drama incident. I'm so looking forward to that. That's wonderful. Now, Sophie, you have kindly agreed to read for us today, and we're so looking forward to this. So, listeners, please put your hands together to welcome our author and illustrator, Sophie Henn, to the stage for this week's reading. Sophie Henn, everyone.
Thank you very much. Okay, well, I'm going to, just in case you don't know Pizazz, I am going to introduce you. I'm going to read you the introduction to Pizazz versus Perfecto, the brand new Pizazz book. A little bit about me. Hi, I'm Pizazz, and I'm 9.5. Finally. And I am super. You might think that I'm a big-headed show-off pants for saying that, but you would be completely wrong. I mean, I am super, but not in the way you probably think. You see, I'm definitely not fantastic or particularly great. I'm barely terrific, but I am super. Super, super. What I'm trying to say is I am a superhero. And funnily enough, being super is not even slightly super. It's the opposite of super. It's actually super unsuper. What I mean is I'm not keen on it at all. For starters, even though I am allowed to decide how I defeat evil baddies, even if I really don't want to, because I'd much rather be at a roller disco or reading a book, I am not allowed to decide what clothes I wear. This is because my mum, yes, my mum picked them out for me already, and they are this. They're their outfit. There we go. And I have to wear them all the time, forever. Eye roll. And that's Pizazz's trademark eye roll. So can we all do the eye roll, please? Eye roll. There we go. Lovely. And whilst I'm on constant alert and have to dash off at a moment's notice to save the planet, I still have to get my homework done on time. Another eye roll. Also, if I get accidental lunch spillage on my cape, I am in big trouble. But if a super baddie like Megavon throws up all over me, well, that's just fine. It's all just so completely unfair. Oh, and if I do mess up when I'm doing all that, well, I don't want you to worry, but kaboom! No pressure. And if I'm being honest, it can get quite hairy sometimes. For example, there was that time with Volts. Then there was the time with Harry the Slime. Ooh. And not forgetting the time with, and this is my personal favourite baddie, Twerknado. Eye roll. Twerknado, obviously, when I was inventing that baddie, I started with the name and worked backwards. There we go. But it always tends to work out because the rest of my whole entire family is also super. And we usually all go on missions, and we usually go on missions all together. Like a fun family day out, just with added baddies and minus the fun. Anyway, that's pretty much how this super business works. It doesn't tend to start with an insect bite freak accident in a science lab weather phenomenon. Oh no, you just get born into a family of supers. And this is the bunch of weirdos I got born into. I don't know whether you can see out on the edge there. There she is. There's all of her family. And then there's Auntie Fury. We don't talk about her much because she's gone to the bad side. And even though I'm saving the world all the time, everyone at school still thinks I'm a total loser. Well, not quite everyone. I mean, there's Ivy, Ed and Molly, my friends and fellow Eco Council members. I know, saving the world in and out of school. Eye roll. We've already sorted out some compost bins for the food waste in the canteen and made a wildflower corner next to the science hut for bees and stuff. And that's just in one term. It's not exactly the same as having intergalactic battles with utter supervillains, but it's more fun for sure. And there's the added bonus that I don't have to use my completely ridiculously awful superpower. So that's good. What is my superpower, you ask? Embarrassing. That's what it is. Super embarrassing. And that's the end of chapter 1, introducing you to Pizazz. And then we go into chapter 2, where the other star of the show, Perfecto, arrives. Now, I won't tell you all about that, but I will show you the moment that Perfecto arrives in the book. And it's via a comic strip, like the ones we were talking about now. So Wanda, who gives the family, as you can see there, that dog up in the top. Oh, what is it, left? Yes. Gives Pizazz her missions. And so, Pizazz, you are now finally 9 and a whole half. The time has come for you to defeat a baddie all on your own. This baddie is called Perfecto, and she's only 8 and a half, so it should be easy peasy, lemon sherbet squeezy. Perfecto is currently in the process of raiding Acme Sweet Factory. She's going to take the lot, resulting in a worldwide sweet shortage. Well, countrywide at least. ... And there we have Perfecto outside the factory doing her evil laugh all together now. And there we have the beginning of the battles that run in comic strips all through the book between Pizazz and Perfecto. And as her name suggests, Perfecto might just about be perfect. So how will Pizazz defeat her? Well, you'll just have to read it to find out.
We certainly will. Thank you so much. We've got some claps for that. That was good.
Oh, thank you.
It's good. It's good. Even Stephen Lenton didn't get claps. I think, these are extra claps. Sophy Henn claps. Oh, really good. Sophy, that was fantastic. Thank you so much indeed. We absolutely love it. We are back after our first music track, folks, when a chance to ask the brilliant Sophy a question. We are looking at Pizazz versus Perfecto beautifully. That just needs to be an animated cartoon series, and you need to do the voices, I have to say. We should talk about that. I'm sure we could whip that up with some great animation software. Folks, if you are listening in the car on our broadband stream, you can just head to the Learn Radio website. Go to learnradio.net/Sophy Henn and select today's show page. You'll find everything there. Pop a question on the show page. We'd love to get a question from you. Very important chance here, very accessible to you, our authors are. We think that's really important, and long may it continue as well. Thank you so much indeed, and Sophy will be drawing for us in a moment now.
You're listening to LearnRadio.net with Maria Wojciechowska-Kaneda and Russell Prue.
I love a bit of live radio, folks. It's 7 minutes to 4, and we nearly missed the end of that. Well, we did actually miss the end of that. I hope your enjoyment wasn't spoiled. We were chatting through your questions on the website. Thank you so much indeed for them. Keep them coming. They are flowing in nice and quickly. We'll take a couple of them now. Jamie's been on, and Jamie says he's a long-time listener with us as well. Hi, Sophy. Do you choose the colours for the covers of your books, and which cover is your favourite? Thank you.
That is such a good question. I don't know whether you can see me or not. I've got them all with me here.
I'm just going to put you on screen. There we are.
Oh, there we go. I Oh, it's really hard because obviously this was my original one, so that's very special to me, and I do like those. Those are the Pizazz colours. And I love the yellow. I do love the yellow, but I have to say I am pretty excited about this mainly because it matches my superhero wristy cuffs. So what can I say? But I do think that's quite a dynamic. And someone from Mr. Tight's Glass noticed that actually Pizazz is looking slowly a little bit more confident as we move through the books. She's starting to look a little bit more confident. She's still a little bit. But yeah, so we're talking about the next covers as well. So I've decided what covers I would like 5 and 6 to be. I don't know about 4, but 5 and 6. I quite like to end with a completely top secret, so don't tell anyone, but just a completely spangly, silvery hologram. I'd like to end big, go big at the end. I think that would be fun.
I love the way the hair's stayed consistent all the way through. I mean, it's very good. Timeless haircut, that is. It's a real good one as well. Maria, what else is on the Padlet have we got?
Oh, they're just fantastic. Lola's been in touch and she says, my mummy is a superhero. Aww. She makes the best fish fingers and chips. I'm going to name her, like Pizazz, Mummy-Az. That sounds nice.
Brilliant. Lola, I think you're going to get extra chips tonight for that. I think that's a wise move there, Lola.
You say that now, but in comes the killer question from Lola. And why didn't you colour in the pictures?
Lola, I know. It's half a job, wasn't it? I did half a job there. Well, I'll tell you why. Because when you put lots and lots of pages in a book, if you print it in black and white, it means the book is not as expensive. If I printed the whole book, all these pages in full colour, it would be a very expensive read. So it's basically that. But saying that, I also love the fact, because Pizazz is, she's a little bit scruffy, isn't she? She's a little bit punky. She's a little bit anarchic. She's a bit questioning. So I love the black and white. That's why I used all those half tones. Can you see those dots? The whole book is black and white. There's no grey or anything. It's all black and white. And I don't know if you can see that, tiny, tiny dots to make different shades of sort of grey. These really tiny dots there. Yes. So I like that because I think it looks a little bit rough around the edges and it's not perfect, is it? It's a little bit, and I think that suits her character as well. So there's 2 reasons why I didn't colour the pictures in. I was about to say, but feel free to, but you might want to check with your mummy or daddy first. But feel free to colour them in yourself. I mean, that's hours of fun, isn't it, really?
It's a great opportunity there, I think, as well. So thank you so much indeed. A really good question. Lola, this is really good. It's a family show, I have to say. Lola's mummy's been on now. Hello, Lola's mummy. Thank you.
Mummy-Az, I think.
I know, Mummy-Az, also known as Lola. So Lola is a superhero at tidying up her bedroom.
Oh, Lola, amazing.
Keep it going. We're here for the fact. It's a family show, folks. We're here for the whole. Any other messages for the rest of the family, the dog or anyone? Let us know. Maria, you've got something from Megan there.
Thank you, Russell. So Megan has asked, Sophie, will you ever have a special edition of all the books together in one book? Oh, what a good question.
Oh, that is a good question. I would love that. I would love to do, like a bigger version, a bigger size. Because I think if you put them all together, that would be, if you fell asleep reading that and it fell on your face, that would hurt a lot. So I think maybe I'd have to make it bigger. And then maybe, as Lola suggested, I could even have some colour pages in there as well. That would be exciting. I'd love to. Fingers crossed.
That would be lovely.
That's a good idea. I'm writing
special Christmas edition, couldn't you? Special Christmas edition. I'd buy that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, lovely.
I think that's lovely. That's absolutely lovely. Keep those questions coming, folks. The Padlets are open for the whole of the show. The duration of the whole show is live, and this is the main real benefit of being able to ask a real live question to a real live author. We've got some more here in the bag as well, and I'll carry on whilst you carry on writing, folks. Just pop those questions up on the Padlet. Now, Sophie, you've gone for some high contrast pages there as well, and I guess you've just kind of answered that, but can I draw you on that? So you said there's no grey tones. Can I just go back to that? So you've achieved the grey colour by spreading out some black dots on there. To talk me more through that.
Look, I'll get the hang of this in a minute.
Yes,
so
I can see that. Yeah, let me just put you full screen there.
Tiny dots. Can you see all that, everybody? There
yes.
we go. all those. So we've got like, it looks like they're grey, but actually it's lots and lots of tiny. Oh look, I'm really doing a very bad job of holding it up.
No, that's good. We can see the dots. So there's no grey tones.
There's no grey in it. It's all, and that is a method called halftone, and that I think is probably just an ancient way of printing things. And old-fashioned comics used to be printed using halftone instead of greys. So there's like CMYK, so it's C for cyan, Y for yellow, M for magenta, and K for black. What?
That's great, isn't it?
Anyway, K for black. So they were printed using 4-color process, and they would use the halftone to create the shading.
Amazing.
So I wanted to go back and do something quite old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, but quite old school, I think. And it comes back to that thing of looking a little bit punky and a little bit rough around the edges.
I like it. If it's kept the costs down, I think that is a benefit that your readers will really appreciate. A lot of them will have to have saved up a lot of time with their pocket money to purchase the book. And whilst it isn't extravagant in any shape or form, it could so easily be. So I think we get that, really. And I think you've done a commendable decision there, Sophie. I think that is absolutely. But I wanted to know a little bit more about that, because that was one of our interesting questions. So thank you for covering that off just so beautifully. Maria, what do you have next?
Thank you, Russell. I mean, I'm just looking through the book. It's just fantastic because some of them are very little dots and some of them are bigger dots. If it's the background, I mean, with that page there, you've got your big dots here and then you've got your teeny dots there. I hadn't noticed that before. That is absolutely gorgeous. Something that the children can emulate. They could copy, couldn't they, Russell? That's a really fab.
Good technique for some further work.
Oh, Crafty Cafe. Let me go hatching. I'll go hatching.
Excellent.
Now, Sophie, I really liked it when the font changes when you mention either certain characters or certain things like roller disco. Where did you choose this idea from?
Well, it's funny because I did some other books that you might know about a while ago. Talking about punky covers. Bad Nana. So in Bad Nana, these don't have comic strips in. She started as a comic strip in that comic as well, funnily enough. But these have got illustrations in. And it was while we were designing this, because obviously I work with a designer. I'm lucky enough to work with designers. And while we were designing this, look, you can see it's got the similar sort of thing there. So you've got Bad Nana's always written in the font, and Humongous is bigger, and Wriggly is actually Wriggly. And so we did lots of fun things like that with the text. And I met on my many travels to various bookshops and whatnot, I met a teacher, and they were saying it's really great that you do that. And we just did it because we thought it looked nice and was fun and engaging and fun to read. But the teacher said it's really great because for children that are maybe not ever so keen on reading or struggle to connect with reading, that all those different fonts help them know where the emphasis should be and help them to recognize words and say them in funny ways, and so they were kind of like stepping stones throughout the book. So when it came to Pizazz, obviously with superheroes, there's so much fun for lots of different superhero type fonts, Super Baddies and Perfecto and all those things. So we just had loads of fun choosing all the different fonts and making sure they were sort of suited what they were saying, and then and it's just lovely to hear that actually that not only has an aesthetic, it looks nice, but actually it has a practical purpose as well, connecting children with the words more. So for the readers.
That's wonderful, Sophie. And it's even nice where you've written Harry the Slime, all in kind of slimy letters there. And even Volts. I mean, once you start looking into it, I mean, it's just fab, Russell. I love it. Even the ivy looks like ivy. Gorgeous.
Very
patient
clever designer. She's very patient.
Very, very, very clever. I have a question about the dog, Wanda the dog. Now, why is Wanda a dog? Has it got anything to do with dog and bone, phone? Is there something very clever there? Tell me some more. What about? What's your thinking there?
If only I were that clever. Do you know what? That is genius, because if I was sensible, I would have gone, yes, that's exactly what it is. But that's genius. I hadn't thought of that. What it is I just wanted a novel and silly way for them to find out about their missions. And I thought having some sort of like in Batman, the red telephone wasn't there, and that seemed a little bit boring. So I wanted something very silly. So I thought a dog wearing a cone of shame, as my dog has had to wear many times. I know how much they don't like them, but I thought cone of shame, it almost looks like a megaphone, doesn't it? So the voice can like reverberate out. So I thought I'd have a rather, she's a bit snooty, Wanda. I do love Wanda. I think she's one of my favourites. Let me find Wanda. I do love her because while Pizazz has her eye roll, Wanda, where's Wanda? She does a very good side eye, which is another of my favourite. Like, she's not doing it there. There's the beautiful Wanda, and she does a side eye, which is you sort of like look down your nose and then just look off to the side, like like that. So it's another way of showing your ness, a bit of everything. I'll try and find a side eye while we're talking, so I can.
I love it.
You.
I think I'm going to go with the dog and bone because I think we should credit
that
you
is
with
genius.
that. I think that is just absolutely fine. That's my Cockney acting skills as well. Just amazing. We loved it. We just absolutely love the dog. Whilst you're looking for that, Marie, you've got another question there.
Thank you very much, Russell. Now, Sophie, when Pizazz meets Perfecto for the very first time, she visits a sweet factory, which was wonderful. Can we ask you, what are your favourite sweets?
Good question.
Such a good question. Sweets. Well, and we're going to go for classic sweets, aren't we? We're not talking about chocolates and things like that. We're talking about sweets. I like, as you can see, I'm like, the options. I do like a lemon sherbet. I love a lemon sherbet. I do like that nice. They're sort of like the original sours, aren't they? And they're not quite a super sour, but they're sort of so sour they taste. Well, just because I'm old, isn't it? And I don't get it. But so I like a lemon sherbet. I also don't mind a mint humbug either, actually, with the surprise toffee in the middle. Chocolate limes. I like a chocolate lime as well. So we can see, can't we? I like the boiled sweet, but with a soft bit in the middle. That seems to be. I've just realised those are obviously the sweets I like. But then I also like those mushrooms. Do you remember the little pink and white mushrooms? The chewy. Oh, I'm getting hungry now.
Just sweets, a bag of sweets. I'm looking for the studio for sweets.
Sorry, now I've got distracted.
That's all right. Have you found the dog yet in the book?
No, I haven't. I'm just busy drooling, thinking about
yes, sorry.
We're all I will.
We're all doing that now. That's fine. I've got it. Now, the illustrations are absolutely fantastic, and we have a new understanding of there as well. Has anyone coloured them in and sent them to you?
No, they haven't, but I wish they would. I mean, when I do the Pizazz draw-alongs that I believe we're going to do later, I do encourage people to colour them in because we end up with a line drawing. There's not enough time to colour her in. So I do encourage people to colour them. They can either stick on, stay on brand, or they can go crazy creative. It's all good. And I love seeing them when people take photos and post them on social media. I love that. It's great to see the colours that they choose.
Nice.
But yes, no one's ever done that yet, so I'm still waiting.
Wow, it's going for a first, folks. You don't forget you can upload photographs and pictures to the Padlet. If anyone's watching and enjoying it, who's a Crafty Cafe fan, they'll know that we do a lot of this in our shows, and it's easy peasy to do, as well as just putting your name in there. Click on the up arrow to upload a picture to the Padlet, and we can share that with our guest today, and she'll be thrilled. You heard, she'll be absolutely super thrilled to see. Have you found the dog yet? Have you found the dog yet?
No, that was what I was doing that face for. I realised that was not
stretch
face, wasn't it?
You've got a song. You've got a song in a minute.
Okay.
No worries. We've got another song for you. Hey, there's the dog.
With her side eye. There we go. Hooray. Side eye.
Well done. It's only took you 2.5 minutes, but that's just fine. It's not a problem. Folks, there's still, please don't apologise. There's plenty of time to get a question into the author herself on our live show. It's easy peasy. Just write on that Padlet and get us a question. You can also send us a text if Mummy or whoever is looking after you. You can drop us a text number. Our text number is 078 26 400.
You're listening to Maria and Russell. This is the After School Book Club on LearnRadio.net.
Welcome back. And if you've just joined us, we're chatting live to the incredible Sophie Henn about her new book, which is out tomorrow, Pizazz versus Perfecto, which is published by Simon Schuster. The time is now 12 minutes past 4, and it is ready. We are ready. I've got my pencils ready. I think we've got a wonderful interactive session. But before that, Sophie, I'm just going to let you know that Lola's mummy has been in touch. Lola would like to dress up as Pizazz for next book day. Listen to this. This is hilarious. I'll have to get her a toy dog with the cone of shame too. Eye roll in brackets.
Mummy Az is living up to her superhero status there.
She's good.
That
She's good.
is amazing. I am over the moon. Honestly, it just blows me away when you see people dressed up as your characters for World Book Day. I love World Book Day anyway. It's totally brilliant. We should all get behind it and love it a lot. But when you see people dressed up as your characters, honestly, it's the highest compliment, isn't it? So Lola, I would love to see your costume, and I think your superhero mom has got a genius idea there. I think that is a brilliant idea.
It's great, isn't it? There's going to be a sudden rush on toy dogs with those plastic cones around. You're going to see, people will be Googling and Amazon shopping those cones there. Really good. But it's part of the ensemble, and we completely and utterly get it as well. Now, as Maria said, we are coming to the part of the show where you very, very kindly agreed to draw for us, and we're thoroughly excited. I'm going to pop you on full screen. What are you going to draw for us today?
Well, I'm hoping that you're all going to draw along with me, and you've got pencils. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to draw Pizazz, Head and Shoulders Pizazz, one shape at a time. And what I did, because I know we're running, well, time is constantly moving, so I thought I would start with the first shape already. I drew it during that last song. So this is a shape. It's like, oh gosh, it's like a teardrop, isn't it? It's like a teardrop, but with a little zigzag cut out of it. So I'd like you to draw a teardrop. Now look at where I've drawn it on the page. It's not right at the top, it's certainly not at the bottom. It's sort of in the top half, isn't it? In the top half. And it's quite big because that is her face shape. That's Pizazz's face. I don't know whether you can see. There we go. You can see that there. It's Pizazz's face. So if you could all draw, I can't get this thing with going the opposite way. If you all draw a teardrop with a zigzag, that would be brilliant on your piece of paper. Now, if the zigzag's giving you too much bother, just leave it out. Just leave it out. It's not going to make too much difference. So I'm hoping you've all drawn that shape by now, because what we're going to do is we're going to add the first quarter of Pizazz's hair. And that is, there's more zigzags involved. There we go. We're going to come out the top of that pointy bit of our teardrop, and then we're going to go, go the right way. We're going to go all the way out there, and then we're going to do a zigzag, zigzag, and then we're going to stop. Can you see? I've stopped sort of, you can see there, like just above chin length. I've stopped, and there's a gap between her face and her hair, like that. So that's the first quarter of her hair. I'll just go over that a little bit more. Going to go out and round, zigzag, zigzag, and then we end there. Now, guess what we're going to do on the other side? Something very, very similar, but not quite so boofy. So I'll show you. We're going to join up from the bit we've just drawn, come out a little bit, zigzag, zigzag. So it's just not quite so full, is it, on that side? It's the same sort of thing. So we've come out the top of our teardrop shape again, and then we've come all the way around, zigzag, zigzag, and then we leave a gap. There we go. So that's the first half of Pizazz's hairstyle. She's quite proud of her hair, Pizazz. She rather likes it, and I think she's right too, because I rather like it too. And we're going to add her bobbles. You can see on here. Yes, you can see on there. Oh, look, there we go. She's got her hair bobbles. So we're going to add those. Those are super simple to add. Just 2 circles between her hair and her face, her hair bobbles. There we go. So we're going to draw our 2 circles, and then 2 circles on the other side. And we have our hair bobbles. So there we go. You can colour those in if you want. I'm going to colour them in because I've drawn some, well, they're a bit messy, aren't they? But that's sort of Pizazz's look. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw Pizazz's bunches. So these are great fun to draw. All we do for that is zigzag, zigzag, zigzag out of the bottom of her hair bobbles. And then we do the same on the other side. So we do zigzag, 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 zigzag. I've done a very unusual. Look at that brilliance that Maria is drawing there. I've done a very unusual bunch on mine, but that's okay. She's having an unusual hair day. So now we're going to draw her neck, which is very, very tricky indeed. It's very hard. It's just 2 lines out of the bottom of her face. So just draw 2 lines. And then I'm whizzing through because I'm worried about time. We're going to draw, but you can always watch it back, can't you, on the podcast? We're going to draw across the top of her cape. So that's a line that runs along the bottom of her neck from one bunch to the other. And then we're going to add the sides. I've made my line a little bit wavy because fabric does tend to be a bit wavy. It's not ever so straight, is it? And then we're going to draw 2 lines out of her bunches for the sides of her cape, like that. Do say if I'm going too fast.
Not at all. You take your time. Don't worry. We've got all the time in the world. Don't worry about a thing.
I won't
Honestly.
rush you then.
No, it's great.
We'll do two lines like that for the edges of her cape. And once you've got those, we're going to draw the bit that goes across the top of her cape, the little strap. Can you see that there? There we go. The little strap that runs across the top of her cape. So all I'm going to do for that, I'm going to start in a little bit, leave a little gap. There we go. Leave a little gap, and then I draw all the way across and up. So there we go. So we've got the beginning of the strap on the top of her cape. Now, to finish the cape, we're going to draw a line where that gap is all the way down to the bottom, so we can see that that is all part of her cape, like that. And then we're going to do the same over the other side. But we're not going to leave as big a gap. Could do it like that. There we go. Oh, excuse my lovely plaster, everybody. I've had a drawing injury. I haven't had a drawing injury. I'm going to do another line that runs there, just not with as big a gap. So that's her cape. Oh, we need to add the button, which is peeking out from under her bunch. A circle peeking out from under one of her bunches. And then we're going to add one more line. Then we're done with the lines, I promise. Add one more line down here. Like that, just inside on the side that we did the thinner bit of the cape. Going to add one more line, and then what we're going to do is draw a line across the middle of it, because that's her t-shirt, that's her arm, and that's also her t-shirt and the cape. So now we know all the bits. Now, usually I would show you how to draw Pizazz's zigzag. Oh, there we go. Get them in the end. Zigzags across her t-shirt. She's got her lightning bolt t-shirt. But I think that we should leave that blank so you can create your own brilliant, genius Pizazz t-shirts. Again, I'd love to see them if you want to share them on Twitter. I always like to see them. So I'm going to leave that blank for you to create your own Pizazz t-shirts so we can move on to her face. Now we're going to start with Pizazz's eyes. There we go. So we're going to draw 2 ovals for her eyes. Look, Maria's busy creating a brilliant Pizazz t-shirt. 2 ovals. Like that, 2 ovals. So there's circles that have been squished that way. 2 ovals. And then once you've drawn them, just colour them in. Just colour them straight in. Like that. There we go. Colour them in. Ta-da! Now we're going to add Pizazz's nose. There's quite a lot going on with the nose, isn't there? They can be quite complicated, but today, just a dash. We're going to keep it simple. We know that's a nose. We don't need to do any more details than that. Sometimes I like to keep my characters quite simple, especially Pizazz, because I draw her very, very, very small in comic strips. So it's good to keep those details nice and simple. And then we're going to add Pizazz's mouth. So she's doing her trademark, sort of slightly surprised and stunned, not really sure what's going on. Like that. There we go. Little tiny circle under her nose. And we need to, of course, add her eyebrows. Now, eyebrows are really useful when you're drawing your characters to show their different expressions. But today, we're just going to do some fairly average, slightly surprised eyebrows there. That's just 2 little curves above her. Just a bit of a, she's not exactly surprised, like, oh, she's just more of a, oh. So there we go. Slightly surprised eyebrows. And we need to add her ears. Now, Pizazz's ears, to draw those, what you do is you draw 2 brackets, like the brackets you use in English and maths and science. 2 brackets in her hair, either side of her eyes. And then once you've drawn those brackets, you just draw a nice curve coming out of them, and that's her ears. That's how you draw her ears, peeking out from her hair. There we go. So brackets and curves. And then the final touch is, of course, Pizazz's, I think, rather cool lightning bolt mask that she wears across her eyes. Now, to do that, all you do is draw a lightning bolt across the top of her eyes, zigzag zig, like that. Do 1 lightning bolt across the top, and then you go to the bottom of that eye. Now, the second lightning bolt will cut through her second eye, not in a painful way. There we go, like that. 2 lightning bolts. And then I like to use the side of my pencil, or if you're colouring it in, you can use a colour. But just for today, because I haven't got my colours with me, I'm going to just use the side of my pencil, and I'm not going to press too hard, so I can shade in that mask. If you're colouring it in, feel free to leave that bit so you can colour it in. But there you go. That is how you draw pizzazz, one shape at a time.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, Maria's got her colouring pencils out. She so has indeed. Look at that. Look. Oh, very nice.
I love her rainbow t-shirt.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Working very well for June's Pride Month. That's very clever. I'm loving that. That's right. Only missing a learnradio.net t-shirt logo on there, Maria. I'll let you pop that one in later. So good with the colours. Loads of time. Folks, don't forget, you can get your picture to us. It's really easy peasy. Go to the Padlet and click on the pink circle and with the plus key in it, and put your name in the top box, and then use the upload button there. It's the one pointing upwards there, and then you can send that picture to us, and we'd love to see those on the Padlet this afternoon or at any time after we've come off. That Padlet will be there 24 hours 7 days a week for you to complete your work. We'd love to see that and share that with our author, and I know she'll come back and have a look at that. Now, Marie, you've got another question for Sophie.
I have. Thank you very much. What do you think about my little picture? It's cute.
It's stunning. Amazing. I'm just going full screen for you there. That is stunning.
Yeah, so really, the first one, I remember last year when the first book came out, I did a draw along with Sophie as well. So that was with me with a little bit of colours. But I quite like how she's evolved. I gave her a bit of a bouffant right at the beginning. Nice. But yeah, she's changed a little bit. It's just so good. Why did you choose those colours in particular?
I think I just wanted to choose some unusual colours. I love her sort of her lovely red hair, and I thought that's quite nice because, like, you know, she likes this. It's that thing, isn't it? Of that tricky dilemma of standing out but also fitting in at the same time. So I thought I'd love her orange hair, but I thought I'd love a bit of teal. I love orange and teal. I just think they look, and I wanted to go for colours that were just slightly different. My art director, who I work with when I make the books, or designer, she said she calls them not colours that I use. I use not colours. They're a bit off. They're like a normal colour, but just not.
they're so posh colours. They're so Farrow and Ball. They really are so posh. Incredible. Maria, I love the way you've actually got the parting on the other side of her face. I thought that was very, very clever and really good. But you still got the mask in the same. I just lovely. Really, really good. Well done. That was a good bit of colouring and nice bit. Notice I did nothing here. I'm so sorry. I'm too busy tweeting and clicking this and massaging our audience. Thank you so much. You've still got plenty of time. I know. I'm so doing that as well. Whatevers. I love it. I just love it. Folks, there's still plenty of time for you to get in contact with us live. We are live for just a few more minutes. We'd love to get any drawings you can up onto the show page at any time. There is no rush. If you can't do it today, we'll get it up there just as soon as you can. Maria, what have you got next for us?
Thank you very much, Russell. Now, Sophie, we would like to know a little bit more about the school that Pizazz goes to. I mean, very exciting. She's doing physics in primary school, and that led us to think about, is there anything that you would have liked to have learnt in primary school that's not on the curriculum?
Maybe I would have liked, I always think there's room for a bit more art. I'm just going to say, I always think there's room for a bit more creativity. I know, like, lots of everyone strives to fit that in, but I know sometimes, you mentioned the curriculum, sometimes it can, you know, so yeah, a lot more art, always more art. But I think I would have liked to have learned to fly, maybe. That would have been nice. I'd like to learn to fly. And also I think cooking and things like that. I think more of that as well. But I'm probably basing my recollections. I'm sure maybe everyone does that now at school. I don't know, at primary school. But that would have been nice. More cooking. I think everyone would have appreciated if I'd have learned more cooking.
I would have liked to have done bricklaying, Russell. I think that's always a good idea. Bricklaying.
Plumbing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be useful? Really properly useful. Yeah,
Absolutely.
plumbing,
More
and
stuff like
bricklaying.
I mean, flying should be on the curriculum anyway. I think that's
Definitely.
really, really good. Folks, we are fast approaching the end of the show. Now, just time to tell you about our extended learning opportunities as well. So we've broken these down to some of Michael Rosen's favourite creative learning extension activities. Maria, if you are of the investigating kind, what things could you do with this title?
Yes, you could find out about children's superheroes in the past. You could make a list of their special powers and how they acquired them. Very good.
That's a good one.
What about investigation? What about invention, rather? Invention.
Yes, well, that was investigation, but invention as well. You could invent a new super baddie for Pizazz to fight. Think about their superpowers. Consider their motivation for being bad. How were they done wrong? Where did that happen? That would be really interesting to do. If you are a communicator and you want to do something on that front, what could you do, Maria?
Oh, you could write a newspaper headline for one of the incidents in the book. For example, when Pizazz has to fight against one of the baddies. The roller disco, for example. That would be very good. Yeah, lovely. What about if you like working with other people? You like collaborating, Russell?
Wow, here's a cracking idea. You could form a band with some friends together. You could use Zoom to get them together. You could play anything. Get a tin pot and bang it, or you could across the top of a bottle. Oh yes, that's really good. Excellent. Do all of those things, and you could Zoom that together and record it and send it in. We'd love to hear that. Remember, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to enjoy it. That's a good one. If you're super creative, Maria, what could you do?
Oh, I love this one. You could design a supervillain's lair, like their headquarters. What does it look like? What might it have in it? Would it have a little cat or a dog or a little hamster? Who knows? Lots of things. Wonderful.
Yes, and what else? What does it need? Has it got one of those collars on it as well? That'd be really good. Amazing. A little putty cat with this huge collar. That'd be just amazing. Now, we are really getting into children's philosophy for this and for next term. So look out for some of our thinking and philosophy shows, folks. But for this topic as well, you could think about what it might like to be to have a superpower yourself that does good. Now, you can't possibly be everywhere all of the time and fix everything. So how will you decide who to help and where to bring that help? These are interesting discussions that you could wrestle with and discuss with someone. So that's part of our enhanced learning opportunities. And there's always loads to do here at learnradio.net. So thank you so much indeed. Send those in to us. We'd love to see them on the Padlet and we'd love to share them with you. Well, thank you so much indeed. Sophie, this has been absolutely fantastic. You have been a hoot and a half. You've exceeded our expectations by a nautical mile. You've been absolutely perfect. Thank you so much indeed. Folks, you'll be able to catch this again on YouTube. The video will be available on our show page, and we will get this into your favorite podcasting platform, well, in about 30 minutes, I think is my record. I'm going to have a go at doing that, and it'll be available on iTunes and Spotify just as soon as we can. Now, Maria, who have we got next week on the show?
Oh, we've got an unbelievable biscuit factory. We have got the James Harris. This is going to be an unbelievable show, full of biscuits, or maybe not. Maybe full of fluffy monsters. Oh, we do love a biscuit.
I do love it. I'm hungry from the sweets. This is your fault, Sophie, I have to say. Folks, just go to the show page if you want to contribute to that show, learnradio.net/James Harris. But for the moment, it has been Pizazz-tastic. It's Pizazz versus Perfecto, and we've had the good company and the lovely grace that is Sophie Henn. Thank you so much indeed. Everything is up on the show page. Do enjoy that. Folks, if you've enjoyed the show and you'd like to show your appreciation, there is our cap at the bottom of the page. It's our GoFundMe donation page, and if you could spare us a few quid, we'd be very grateful to help with our running costs, because we haven't had any wages for ages, and we'd love for you to contribute. If you've enjoyed us, do tell others, and thank you so much indeed for being with us today. We've had a cracking show. Sophie, we've absolutely loved having you. Thank you. And we love the spectacles. They are splendidly Sophie Henn. fantastic. So you
thank
have
you.
a very, very successful launch day tomorrow. I hope it goes swimmingly well for you, and we will gladly tweet along. Do get your copies, folks. There is a Book Nook click-through link with a free doodle and a free signed copy. It's not the copy, but the signing is free, and there's a click-through link on the page as well. Thank you so much indeed, Sophie. Have a lovely evening, and thank you so much indeed for joining us. It's been absolutely perfect, really good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to us. Until next time, it's goodbye from her.
And it's goodbye from him.